Am I the whole for staying full-time at my mom's to avoid my stepsister and my dad's expectations for our relationship? I, 16F, have been living full-time at my mom's for the past year, and honestly, it's been the most peaceful I've felt in a long time. But my dad thinks I'm punishing my stepsister and abandoning my family. For background, my parents split when I was really young, like I barely remember them being together. My dad remarried when I was 4, and his new wife had a daughter who was my age. Let's call her Lily. I think everyone thought it was going to be one of those instant sisterhood fairy tales. Spoiler, it wasn't. Growing up, I split my time equally between both homes. 1 week at mom's, 1 week at dad's. At first, everything felt normal. But as Lily's relationship with her own dad faded, he saw her maybe once or twice a year and eventually just stopped altogether. It felt like my dad and stepmom started trying to push her into my life harder. And not in a gentle, let's encourage bonding kind of way. It was more like forced attachment. They decided Lily and I would be best friends. Not just close, inseparable. When I was at their house, we had to do everything together. I wasn't allowed to hang out with my friends unless Lily came too. Birthday parties? Always joint. If I got into a club or activity at school, suddenly Lily wanted to join too. At first I thought it was coincidence, but over time it felt strategic. She'd start pretending to like things just because I liked them. I'd join art club, suddenly she's sketching. I got into swimming, there she is in the same group. At first it was mildly annoying. But over the years, it started to feel like I had no identity at their house. Nothing belonged to me. Not my clothes, not my toys, not even my room. If I left something there, I'd come back to find Lily using it like it was hers. And when I spoke up, I was told I needed to share with my sister. Every time I tried to set boundaries, like asking for a little time alone or to hang out with friends without Lily, she'd run to her mom or my dad crying. And then I get a lecture about how family comes first, how I should be more understanding, how I was hurting my sister's feelings. I can't even count how many times I was told that I needed to love her like a real sister. But no one ever stopped to ask what I wanted. It got worse as we got older. My mom would try to plan fun things for just us, like a day at the trampoline park or a sleepover with my friends, and my dad and stepmom would throw full-blown fits because Lily wasn't invited. One time, my stepmom actually called my mom a C***T for not taking Lily along with us. Can you imagine being a kid and hearing your stepmom scream that at your mom just because she respected your space? The pressure reached a breaking point when I was 10. My mom wanted to get me into therapy to help me process what I was dealing with. My dad? He flipped. He said the only therapy I needed was family therapy. That we needed to heal as a family, not blame anyone. They went to court. Dad accused mom of alienating me. Mom pushed back, hard. Thankfully, the judge sided with her, and I was allowed to go to therapy on my own. That's when I really started to understand that what I was feeling was valid. When I was around 14, I tried to have a real conversation with my dad. I told him I didn't want this fake sisterhood. I didn't hate Lily, but I didn't want to be forced to be her best friend. I wanted space. But my dad just brushed me off. He said I was being ungrateful, that I should be thankful Lily loved me so much. And honestly, that crushed me. Because in that moment, I realized my dad wasn't going to hear me. Not really. So last year, I told my mom I didn't want to live with my dad anymore. She talked to her attorney. It wasn't easy. My dad counterfiled for full custody, claiming I was being manipulated and that I needed to be brought back to the family. There were a lot of meetings, a lot of stress. But I had my therapist in my corner. And eventually the judge spoke with me directly. She told me she wanted to hear my side, not to decide everything based on it, but to listen. I told her everything. The pressure. The lack of boundaries. The way I didn't feel like a person at my dad's house. Just an accessory to Lily's emotional needs. And the judge agreed that I could stay with my mom full-time. There's a rule that I have to stay in phone contact with my dad. How often, how long, but I don't have to visit unless I want to. And let me tell you, not being at that house anymore has been life-changing. I see Lily at school, and I keep it short. If she comes over and starts talking to me, I politely say I'm not up for it and walk away. At first she looked heartbroken, but I needed to protect myself. I spent most of my life being told my comfort didn't matter, and I'm done with that. Summer break's been amazing. No drama, no pressure. I feel like I'm finally able to breathe. But then I got a long text from my dad a few days ago. He said I was cruel, that I'm punishing Lily for loving me, that I'm bullying her now by ignoring her at school and refusing to talk unless forced. He said I'm acting like a spoiled mean girl who can't handle sharing. And the one that really got me, he said I ran away from my family. That one hurt, because as much as I resented what happened, I did want to have a relationship with my dad. I tried. So many times. I begged him to hear me, to see what this was doing to me. But he never did. And now I feel like I've lost him completely. So, am I the a-hole for choosing my peace over the relationship my dad tried to force?